Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Clover. I want to run a little something by you guys, a little theory for the new Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So as of today, which is Saturday, August 28th, 29th, something like that. As of right now, there isn't any zombies stuff for the zombies community. In terms of wonder weapons, just like how in Origins in Black Ops 2 and in Rise and Drak in Black Ops 3, how there are the staffs and bows, what if they added a sword as the wonder weapon? In Shadows of Evil, there was the swords that you could get and upgrade them and all that. What if they added swords and they were elemental, of course? Before we get into like the elements and stuff that they would have for those, we thought about a way that we could get it. Now, even though the storyline is more than likely going to be completely different from both the premise and the Ultimus storyline, what if obtaining the sword, you get it from Takeo? Not Takeo, the one that died later on in the storyline, but the one that died in Zetsubo no Shima, where basically he committed seppuku and he stabbed himself. It may not necessarily line up or anything like that, but what if you were able to retrieve the sword from Takeo's dead body? But you'd retrieve the sword from him. Once you retrieve the sword, Takeo starts speaking in your mind, like psychologically, and he'd start speaking on how to upgrade it, or he'd give a line of dialogue like follow the way of the sword, you know, something like that. And I was thinking, what if the different types of elements, in Origins there was ice, fire, wind, and lightning, and then in Rise and Drak there was lightning, wolf, magma, and void. So in terms of these swords, what if it was along the lines of you'd have a lightning sword, a fire sword, a wind sword, and like a water sword? For the lightning sword, basically, say it'd be electrified, so it would be similar to the Wonderwaff. When you slice, obviously, it'll like electrocute enemies and it'll separate off onto other enemies. And you'd have a charged attack where you'd charge the sword and you'd shoot it forward like a lightning bolt being shot straight ahead of you. Where you could pierce it into the ground and it would send out a shockwave of electricity. For the fire sword, obviously it's the same effect, it'd just be flaming, and when you swing it, basically you just catch enemies on fire. And for the charge attack, you could do like a whirlwind effect and send flames going out in every direction. For the wind sword, when you slice it'd be more damage, but you could also send out like a shockwave of wind, and it would blow your enemies away, kind of like the thunder gun. And then for the water sword, if any of you watch anime, specifically Demon Slayer, you could do a water attack. Basically, you know, it could be anything from doing a whirlwind of water, and it would basically slow down your enemies, or you could swing it and it'd send out like a tsunami wave, and it would push all of your enemies away and slow them down. Another theory is that what if for the crew, since obviously we won't be having, you know, the OG crew, which is Richtof and Takeo, Dempsey, and Nikolai, we could have Woods, Mason, Hudson, and probably like Mr. Adler, the newer character that's shown off in the trailer. Also, if they did another version of 5, but they would take place in the White House with President Nixon, and it could be his group, just like how in 5 it was Kennedy and his squad. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today. There's just some of the theories that me and my friends have been coming up with and theorizing about. Obviously, we've talked about other elements being with the swords and what those could possibly be, anything like that. But if you guys want a follow-up on what those types of elements be and what they could possibly do, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, whatever suits your fancy. Make sure to share it. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.